Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Watchdives WD0006. I received this watch for free, but no matter how I get a watch in for a review, you're always going to get my honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review you want to pick one of these up, I will be leaving a link to the official Watchdives website where you can pick it up. That is an affiliate link. You're not paying any extra, but I earn a little bit of commission, helps keep things running on this end. And if your purchase is over $150, so you're going to have to purchase something else, you can use my code ESCAPE10 for $10 off. So I figured I would just throw that there for you guys. So at the time of recording, the price is $99 US. I think it's kind of a steal for this watch. The watch comes in 13 different colorways. I'm not going to pop them all up here because there are a lot of them, but go check out all the colorways. This has been a popular model for them when they release this many dial options. The watch case, bracelet, and clasp are made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, screw-down crown, screw-down case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance, and the watch is powered by the Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz movement. So we haven't had a really good Aqua homage since the old Seagull one like 8 years ago. The OGs will know what I'm talking about, but thankfully that has all changed with this release. Finally, a really nice daily piece for those with a small to medium-sized wrists. At $100, it's not going to be perfect. We all kind of know that, but it is really nice. So let's get into the review, see how they did. But before we do a quick wrist check today. Wearing a watch that I just picked up today. This is a vintage Gerard Perregaux, absolutely beautiful watch that I recently picked up. I'm obviously probably not going to do a review on this piece, but just can't stop wearing it since I got it the other day. All right, so let's talk about dimensions. Got a 38 millimeter case, 10.7 millimeters thick, 20 millimeter lug width, lug tip to lug tip, 45.1 millimeters, and on the supplied metal strap, weighs 111 grams. I don't believe I removed any links. So I think the size on this is perfect. Like I said, it's going to be great for anyone with like 6.5 to 7.5 inch wrists like mine. It wears just a little tiny bit smaller than I personally like. I would love this if it was a 39, but 38 is still a great size, good length, really nice thickness or lack thereof on this watch. I mean, you can just see right here how thin that case is. It does have some turn down to the lugs as well. I love the way that this watch wears. I think it wears comfortable on the bracelet too. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and honestly I think it wears great. It feels really low and just kind of planted on the wrist there. Decent turn down to the lugs as well, so it hugs my wrist nicely. I just think it looks great. Air coating, doing a pretty good job here underneath this oak tree, which a lot of watches struggle with. I know some of that is probably the white dial, but it just looks really good. Contrast on the dial looks good as well. All right, let's go throw this on some straps though. And here we are on a cut to size FKM. This is the mosaic one, so links will be down below for this one. This is basically what I've been wearing it on since I got the watch, when it's not on bracelet. So yeah, this is pretty much all I know, so I don't know how these other ones are going to go, but this one definitely looks really good. Very light, very comfortable, and this has been my golfing watch, and it's just perfect for that. Here we are on just a simple, plain, dark brown leather strap. Super comfortable. I think it actually looks pretty good. And next up, here we are on just an elastic strap, single pass, so one layer underneath the watch there. Still sitting very nice. Looks pretty good as well. Super, super light, super comfortable. These straps are awesome. And lastly, here we are on a dark blue nylon strap. This is from Cincy Strap Co. This is their SF2. Sadly, you cannot buy these straps anymore, but they are awesome straps, super thin, and I think they look great. I really like the dark blue and the white. I think it looks classy. All right, let's go back inside and let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing. And as of late, I've come to expect a lot from Watchdives. They keep on improving their stuff, but this is just very nicely done for the price. So we have a fully polished bezel, as you can see here, nice and smooth. You'll see some scratches on it because this one has been in my collection for a while and I've used it quite a bit. So there's a little bit of scratching on it, but kind of what you expect, but you can see here just how smooth the polishing is on the bezel. Really nice. There's no waviness or anything like that. We have a little brushed section here in between this polish chamfer and the lug opening. Again, nicely done. It's kind of an angular brushing. It's what we expect on a watch like this, trying to pull off this look here. Flipping it to the crown side here, we do have a signed screw down crown. Horizontal brushing on the case sides here. Really nice high polished chamfers that run from one lug tip all the way across and down to the other lug tip. So very nice. The polishing on those chamfers, again, really nicely done. Really sharp transitions as well. There's no over brushing or anything like that. So really happy with that. I like the crown. I like the crown size. It's a good size. Feels really nice. This bottom edge of the case here, not overly sharp either. The case back here is not overly sharp either. It's kind of our typical standard Watchdives case back. Simple notches for a tool to get in there. But yeah, really, I've got no real complaints with it. It feels very good in the hand. There's no super sharp edges or anything like that. It's obviously not perfect, but man, did they do a good job on the polishing and the brushing on this case. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, especially for the price. All right, let's talk about the crystal, testing it for sapphire first. It is positive for sapphire. So we have a double dome piece of sapphire crystal with clear anti-reflective coating. You can see here on the white dial, not an issue at all to read this. I think it looks good. It might be a little bit different on a darker dial, but we kind of know what to expect from Watchdives when it comes to their crystals, and they're actually pretty good. They're not the best crystals, far from the worst crystals. So yeah, I do think they could use a little bit more AR coating, but really, especially on this one here, no issues whatsoever. I think it's a decent crystal. So when it comes to the dial on this watch, you can get it in a whole bunch of them. This is kind of the standard dial. They call this the stripe dial. They do have sunburst dials. They got fume dials. They've got enamel dials. I believe they have mother of pearl dials as well. So lots to choose from, lots of different accent colors and stuff like that. And this is just, like I said, kind of their standard, but they're all set up the same way. You have a printed minute track around the outside with 5-minute markings there. Then you have a large triangle here at the 12 o'clock position, and then smaller triangles at all the other hour positions there. They're all applied, they're all faceted nicely, they're all polished. This one here on this white model, they're kind of like a darker gunmetal gray. It's not a painted black, as you can see. They're still reflective, but they are a dark gunmetal color, and they do contrast with the dial very nicely. So legibility on this one is not a problem, which is something that I really like to see. So yeah, very happy with the handset and the finishing and the overall look and proportions of this. Everything's been applied nice and straight as well. We have an applied logo there at the 12 o'clock, and then simple printed 100 meters, 330 feet down there at the 6 o'clock position. Like I said, the handset, multifaceted, as you can see, kind of the crease down the middle of the minute hand there. We have an arrowed minute hand there, and then the kind of straight daggered hour hand. And it's not unusual for this style of watch to be like that. It takes a little bit getting used to, but I do like the way it looks. The second hand reaches right out to the minute track. Again, I think the handset size is done pretty nicely. The lume on the watch. So the lume, it is using the Swiss BGW9, so it's that ice blue glow, and it's pure white during the day. You can see the color match between the dial and the hands. It looks to be just about spot on. Typically on these watches, the lume is not the best just because there's not a whole lot of room for the lume, but I was quite surprised with it. So I'm going to pop it up against a couple other watches in the collection, and here you can see it. Like I said, Swiss BGW9, so it's the ice blue glow. Pretty even application as well. Hangs in there with the other two watches. And it's actually pretty decent lume for this watch. I can still read it in the middle of the night. It's a little difficult, but yeah, I can still read it in the middle of the night, and that's kind of the important thing. It's just not the best. It's not diver lume good, but it's definitely good enough for a go anywhere, do anything style of watch. So powering this watch is the Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz movement. So 4 ticks of the second hand every second, so we don't have to worry about it hitting each of those markers. I love these movements. They've been accurate. I believe the stated accuracy is plus or minus 20 seconds per month, but mine have been much more accurate than that. Yeah, they do hacking. I believe the battery life is about 3 years. The The movement is operated by this screw down crown, which is again signed nicely there. Screw in and screw out action is nice and smooth on this one. It's VH31, so it's really just the two threads acting together. You get a decent pop out there. First position does nothing. Second position jumps right into time setting. You can see it hacks the movement. This is where you set your time. The hand alignment, spot on. Yeah, really no issues with it. The crown, pretty decent feeling as well. You push it in, starts up the movement every time, and then the screw in action again is just kind of buttery smooth. So yeah, really happy with the crown action, really happy with the movement. All right, so let's talk about the bracelet. So the bracelet on the watch, actually pretty decent. It's a 3-link bracelet, a little bit different than our typical 3-link, but very nicely done. A little bit wider on the middle link there and narrower on the outer links. 20 millimeters, tapers down to 16 millimeters at the clasp. There you can see the finishing, nice vertical brushing. I think it matches the case very nicely. The end links, they are solid end links. They have quick release spring bars as well, which is just a huge bonus on a watch in my opinion. I had no issues with comfort on those. I know some people do, but I do not. But yeah, the end link fitment snaps right into place. They're nice and tight in there. Got no issues with that. They look good. Female pivoting as well. The articulation is good. They drop straight down. So it's going to fit every wrist that it gets on. The bracelet itself, fluidity wise, it's actually pretty good. It does hang up every once in a while. I get one of these links like right there where it wants to hang up on itself. It's not typical, and it's pretty easy to get it back into place, and then it just goes back to flowing nicely. So just something I thought I would mention. Mine doesn't pull my hairs. I haven't had any issues with that. This bottom edge has been rounded off nicely. The whole bottom of the bracelet has been rounded off pretty nicely as well. So I have no issues, or had no issues with this thing. I haven't removed any links for my 7.5-inch wrist, but you can see you've got looks to be about, I don't know if I had to guess, 2.5 inches of removable links. So this should fit down to a 6-inch wrist pretty easily. They're just push pins. Typically, I do not have any issues with push pins. We have our typical Watchdives clasp here, Watchdives branded there, 2 button pushers there. We have fully milled on the inside, nice tight tolerances. Nice tight tolerances here as well. It opens and closes with a nice satisfying click every single time. This one feels great. We have 5 levels of micro adjust there, so no on the fly adjustment, but not a big deal there. I think this watch is light enough where being off one hole is not going to make a difference, and it's still going to be very comfortable. It feels very balanced on wrist, and this clasp here is nice and low profile. It does have a couple sharp edges on it, like right here, this bottom edge here. It's a little bit sharp, same with this one here, but it hasn't scratched me or anything like that, and it's definitely far from the worst one I've had, but yeah, just something I thought I would mention to you guys. Nice clasp though, feels solid. The bracelet itself feels a little bit light, but really it's not bad. The tolerances are pretty good, as you can see here. There's just a little bit of sway in the bracelet, so it gives off a lighter feeling to it. I don't mind the bracelet. I've actually been wearing it a lot on like an FKM. This has been my go-to golfing watch, so yeah, that's kind of what it kind of lived on, but I have worn it on this one quite a few times, and it's been fine for me as far as comfort goes. So there you go, guys. If you're in the market for like a medium-sized grab-and-go quartz watch, kind of go anywhere, do anything style of watch, it's going to be hard to beat something like this one. You get a sapphire crystal, a good movement, tons of dial options. You get a quick release bracelet, decent clasp, nice thin profile, really nice finishing on it. I think the watches look really good. I think the color options that they offer look really good. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot to complain about at $100. So yeah, again, if you guys are interested in this watch, and I think you should be, go check out the link in the video description. That will take you right to the Watchdives website, and you can pick out the one you want. They do have a couple of them that are sold out, but I believe they're going to be coming back in and out of stock. So yeah, if they don't have one in stock that you really like, just wait a little bit or shoot them a message, and hopefully they will get back to you. But yeah, I do really like this watch, and it's going to be in my collection for a very long time, as if nothing else, for my grab and go quartz for the golf course. So yeah, really do enjoy this watch though. All right, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.